I have an underground mining area down where my iron factory is. And this is also where I have my stone generator. And now it's time to expand this place. And by expanding, we're gonna add a bunch of other farms that will provide me with more building blocks and other improvements in the mining area. Keep watching for more. Hello everyone, my name is Shira and welcome back to another adventure in Minecraft. We're still here at Emerald City where I just built these structures here. The workstation buildings for the farmers and librarians. And with this done, we're actually gonna be taking a break from working on the city. Before I leave though, I updated the map here, so now we can see all of the new buildings that I've built up until now. Only a small portion of the city is done right now, but we'll get to doing the rest of the city eventually. Anyway, time to ride Casper back to our base. Alright, now let's talk about the plan for today's episode. Today, I'm gonna build a bunch of farms, and where we're gonna be building it will be at a place that I frequent to off screen. So let's head over there right now. And it is this place. I haven't really shown this place a whole lot, but this is my underground mining area, which is somewhere below the iron factory. This is also where my stone generator is, which I've used quite a lot to get a bunch of stones for my builds. And this is also where my branch mines are, just down these stairs. So the plan will be to add a bunch of farms at this place. The stone generator will now have neighbors. And I'll also do some improvements to the stone generator itself. Well, kinda. Not really sure if I'll have time to do all of that today. We'll get there when we get there. In order to build the farms though, first we'll need some more space. And with that, time to do some digging. And I'm gonna show you all of the digging in the form of a time lapse. And why don't we have a little chat while that is happening? From the time I've uploaded this episode, a few weeks will have already passed by since the last one. And that is because I've been quite busy, especially with real life. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff right now, so my time with Minecraft has dwindled down. It's been a tough time, but I'm slowly getting the hang of it. But that doesn't mean I wasn't busy doing stuff in Minecraft as well. I've actually done a lot of stuff planning and preparing for a couple of projects now that I've been doing in creative. And I'm very excited to work on them soon. For now though, let's continue on with our current project here at the underground mining area. And now we have a lot more space down here to work with. There's still gonna be some digging left, but majority of it has now been dug out. Oh, and also, I got a bit busy after that time lapse as you can see from my levels. I did a bit of grinding off camera to get a bunch of stuff I'll be needing for the farm later. You'll see later in the episode. I have some plans on what I'm gonna be doing in this space here, but we're not actually gonna work on that today. Because the main focus today will be to work on the farms which are gonna go here, on this side, and the one on the other side over there, as well as down here. Then back here, there's also even more space. And there's even another portal here as well. So now my underground mining area is also now connected to the nether. And if we go through the portal, here is what it is looking like from this side. This is the portal to the mining area, which previously was actually connected to the iron factory. So what I did was I did this extension here so that I can build another portal. And now this one connects to the iron factory. And if we see what this looks like from outside, it's looking pretty bad right now. But right now I'm just going to be leaving it like this. We'll have plenty of time to work on this once we get back to our nether projects. Eventually. Back in this section here, this area is gonna be the entrance to the mining area, which is why I placed the portal here. And if we go up here and follow the path through this hallway, at the end here is a hole going up, where if we fly up over there, we're actually gonna be in front of our iron factory. And that's all there is to it with this area. I'm gonna work on the decorations and stuff of this place soon, don't worry. Now then, let's actually get started on our plan for today, which is to build some farms. The first one I'm gonna be building will be in this space right here. And I'm gonna be building a moss farm. This is a moss block, and it's a pretty good building block, especially with doing terrain and other terraforming stuff. Besides the block, you can also get the azalea plants from the farm as well. But the best thing about moss farms is that they are effectively a very good source to get bone meal. So this is how the farm works. If I place a moss block over here and use bone meal on it, the moss will spread out and will also include a bunch of stuff above it, like the grass that you can see here. Sometimes some of the azalea flowers will grow as well. And as you can notice, the stone nearby here were turned into moss. So any natural blocks like dirt and stone will be converted to moss when you bone meal them. And to make a farm out of the moss, we'll need a stone generator like this one. Then we will have a dispenser facing into a moss block nearby the stone, which will then convert all of the stone into moss. And like I said earlier, a moss farm is a good source of bone meal. Everything you get in a moss farm can be composted into bone meal. And when you have a decent moss farm on you, you can also resupply the bone meal automatically, as it will produce more bone meal that it can consume, making it self-sufficient. Pretty cool, right? And that's basically how a moss farm works. So now it's time to do the farm itself. And the one I'm gonna be building is the one designed by Ilmango. The link of his video is in the description. In one of my previous episodes, I mentioned that I only plan on doing farms that I designed myself. Well, that was a lie. Yeah, it looks like I won't be able to keep my word on that, since I will still be building farms designed by other people. I actually did try designing the farm myself, and I had a working design as well. But this specific design just worked perfectly to what I wanted to build here. So yeah, that's that. But with that now out of the way, time to start building our moss farm. The moss farm is done. And now to show you how this farm works. Let's leave our body for a bit so we can fly around. So, this here is the power switch of the farm. And if we turn this on, it will activate this clock here that activates the whole farm. This part here activates the dispensers that are down here that bone meals this moss block. And then this side here is the stone generator. Now let's see this thing in action by turning on the farm. And now, here it is. The stones are turned into moss while more stone are pushed. The moss, when pushed as you can see here, are turned into items instead of moving like any other block, which is how the blocks are collected in this farm. Then the water pushes all of the items into the middle here, and all of the items are currently going over down there. Now let's turn this thing off, and if we go and collect all of the moss down here, we already have this amount already, and there's even more under my feet. So as you can see, this farm produces a lot of items. I tweaked the design of the farm a little, so it doesn't produce bone meal by itself just yet. I have some plans for that which I'm gonna do later. So for now, I just manually place the bone meal in the dispenser. There's also no storage yet, so I'm gonna be doing that later as well. Anyway, that's it for the moss farm. The next farm I'm gonna show you will be built on the other side over there. And actually, the farm over there will actually be identical to this one. And that is because the farm I'm gonna be building there will be for the pale moss. This block is basically the same as the moss, but it's gray. They also have the same method in terms of how to farm them. The only difference is that there are no pale azalea flowers. So we only get the pale moss blocks and the carpets. And if we actually go over on this side, I've actually built the farm. And as you can see here, it's very much identical. It pretty much works the same as the moss farm, but the only difference is that I replaced the moss block that's down here into pale moss block. And if I turn this on, it's gonna do the same thing as the moss farm. And with that, we've now built 2 additional farms here in our underground mining area. But there's still one more farm left for me to build, which I'm gonna be building down here. But before that, if you're enjoying the video, click the like button down below. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. Now then, let's get back to what we were doing. So if we go down here, we have this huge space dug out from earlier. This space here was actually very painful to dig out, since this area is already in the level of deep slate. And since you can't instantly mine deep slate, this took quite a lot of time. But fortunately, I always use deep slate in my builds, so I've now restocked my supply of them for a lot of the builds in the future. Anyway, this entire space here will be where I'm gonna be building the farm. And you've probably already seen these dripstones here. And this is actually the farm that I'll be building down here, which is of course a dripstone farm. Dripstones have a few things that it can do. You can make lava farms from them, and they're good at terraforming caves and other stuff for building. I don't actually need dripstone, but I just wanted to make a farm for it in this space here. And I actually already made a farm here, but just a small version of it. And to farm dripstone, you need this dripstone block, then just place a pointed dripstone below it like this. And if you place water above the dripstone block, as you can see above here, the pointed dripstone will start growing, as well as on the floor if it's a solid block. And you can already see from the other dripstones here how they are growing. And to get this block here, you just need to craft 4 pointed dripstone to make a single dripstone block. The rate of the growth of the dripstone is very slow though, so this farm here won't be enough. So we're gonna fill up this entire ceiling of this area here with this to significantly increase the production. I won't be able to fill up this entire ceiling just yet, so I'll just gradually do that as I get more dripstone from this small farm over here. In the meantime, let's build the rest of the dripstone farm. I kind of forgot to mention earlier that the farm I'm building is inspired from Cubfan135, where he built a dripstone farm in one of his videos during Season 8 of Hermitcraft. I'll link his video in the description. Enjoy the rest of this quick time lapse. All of the functional bits of the farm has been built. Still a long way to go before I completely replace the ceiling with dripstone, but at least the rest has now been set up. So this is the dripstone farm. Just imagine that everything up top here will be the same as the one on this side. Very slowly, stalagmites and stalactites will grow in this entire room, and once it's full, I can begin harvesting them. And the way to harvest them is by making use of a flying machine that I have over on this side. And using this lever here is how I activate the flying machine. So if I turn this on, 2 of the flying machines over there, one up top and one at the bottom, will slowly fly their way to the other end of the room. And all of the dripstone will get harvested as you can see here. Just like that. And once they reach all the way to the end, it will then slowly go back to the way it came from. All of the dripstone will fall over here where there's a water stream that goes under. Then any of the remaining dripstone that was left in the center will then get pushed by the machine so that it can fall on the other side here. And all of the harvested pointed dripstone will currently gather in this trapdoor here, and I just need to stand on top to collect them all. And with that, the dripstone farm is now fully functional. The only thing left is to fill the rest of the ceiling up with dripstone, and I'll try doing that whenever I can. Oh, and from that one single harvest, this is the amount of pointed dripstone that I got from that small section over there. And so, we are done with the dripstone farm. And it is also the final one that we're gonna be making here in the underground mining area. And now we have a total of 4 farms in this place. The stone generator, the moss farm, the pale moss farm, and the dripstone farm. But we are not quite done with the episode yet. We still have time to do one more thing. And that is that I want to make some improvements to my stone generator. Well, not a direct improvement to the farm itself, as it's already fine as it is. The farm produces cobblestone, but I want to add a system so I can automatically turn it into stone as well as smooth snow from a flick of a switch. And to do that, we will need some super smelters. And to build the super smelters, we need more space as I don't want to build it in this area here. So, we need to dig another area for it. So if I place this TNT here and light it up, and wait for the explosion, we now have a huge hole down here to work with. It's a good thing it only took one single TNT to make this huge area down here. Yep, only one TNT to mine out all of that deep slate. Oh, and I've also placed smooth stone all around the walls, ceiling, and floor, just because I can. Anyway, this is where I'll be building the smelters, and they'll be connected to the stone generator above, so all of the output of the farm will immediately be smelted into the smelters. And so, that is exactly what we have in here right now. The smelters down here, and all the rest of the stuff up there, connects to the stone generator. We have 2 separate furnace array here, which I'll get to in a moment. First, let's get back up top so I can show you everything. So here we are in front of the switch to power on both of the stone generator. And just like before, all I need to do is to flick this lever here and it will activate these guys here. And there we go. Then down here is where all of the cobblestone drops, and this water stream brings them all the way here, where currently there are a bunch of barrels down here to catch them all. Same thing goes on the other side over there. And that's it for the cobblestone. Now if you want this cobblestone to go to the furnaces below, we have this little contraption here, which is connected to this lever currently up there. And if we turn this on, what it does is that it redirects the water stream so it will go into that part there. That goes all the way down to the furnace array down there. Now all of the cobblestone are being smelted in the furnaces down here. And all of the output from this furnace array are currently going here. So now we are gathering the stone in this chest over here. And that's the system for the stone. And to turn the stone into smooth stone, we also have this little contraption here, which is basically the same as the one up above and redirects the water down below so that it will go in this direction here in this water elevator. And this water elevator connects to the other furnace array that we have here so that the stone that will get transferred here will get smelted into smooth stone. Then just like on the other side, we have this chest here that collects all of the smelted smooth stone. And that's pretty much it for all of the improvements I had in mind for the stone generator. Now I can easily smelt the cobblestone to stone and stone to smooth stone whenever I want to. As to how I get the fuel on the furnaces here, I have this chest here where I place all of the coal, and this hopper line here connects to all of the furnaces down here. Currently, the lever down there and the one over there isn't very accessible. But I'm gonna leave that for the next episode because this is actually all of the time I have for this one. I made a lot of progress here in my underground mining area, but there's still a couple more things left for me to do here. But don't worry, it's gonna be very soon. And by soon, I mean next episode, so I'll be seeing you there. So, that's pretty much it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, click the like and subscribe button. I appreciate the support. We'll continue on our next adventure next time. I'll see you when I see you.